Hello, my sewing friends. My name's Diana. Welcome to my sewing vlog, The Wandering Sewist. Today is another edition of #FridaySews, where we talk a little bit about sewing and a little bit about life. So let's talk about sewing first. So this week I made twill number 2 of my dreamed orange sweater, and that's what I'm wearing right now. So my dreamed orange sweater, the one I really want to wear, is a cowl neck with a long sleeve with a cuff with a bottom band that I can either flip up and wear like in a blouson style, or pull it down and just seal in the warmth, or for that kind of effect. So this is twill number 2. I made out of a very cheap acrylic orange faux sweater knit that I got from one of, those Walmart fabric rolls that you can buy for like $5. That's what this is. And there wasn't quite enough for me to be able to cut the 2 cowls, because you need two of these pieces on the fold. It wasn't quite enough, so I had to cut it on the flat and then sew it together. And for some reason, when I cut it on the flat, I did it on the put the seam on the wrong side, so I wound up with a seam. I don't know if you can see. Can you see? Yeah, there's a seam right down the front of the cowl, and I had thought I was being clever and putting it in the back, and it didn't turn out to be that. So, live and learn. I will put, when I do the seam allowance for the extra, I'll put it on the opposite side next time. Not on the fold side, but on the other side, so that this will then switch to the back. So there we go. So the way I have my handy dandy little book. So for my twill number 2, this is my sewing journal. And what I've been doing for my sewing journal is I've been putting the date, I made the pattern, my size that I'm cutting it in, a little swatch of the fabric that I am using. And then after I sew it, then I put all of the changes that I made, and then my thoughts about what changes I should do next time. So for this one, I did 4 inches off of the length of, I'm using the Love Notions Laundry Day Tee as my basic bodice block. And so I cut it 4 inches shorter, and then I took 4 inches out of the width down towards the bottom of the 4 inches. And then for this one, I cut the sleeve shorter by 5 inches. And I thought I was going to go for a 3/4 length sleeve. And I did a bottom band, 45 inches long and 6 inches wide, so I could fold it over and have a 3-inch bottom band. And I did a cuff of 8.5 inches long and 6 inches tall, so I could fold it over and have a 3-inch cuff. And then my notes here are that my sleeve is too long for a 3/4 length sleeve and too short for a long sleeve. So this is what I wound up with for my sleeve. It's right there. And it's just kind of at an awkward spot. The only time that it sits in the right place is when my arms are down at the side. So what I have learned from that is if I want a 3/4 length sleeve, I need to cut it a couple inches shorter. And if I want the long sleeve, I need to cut it a couple inches longer. So 5 inches is not the right measurement. So 7 inches shorter for a 3/4, or only 3 inches shorter only 3 inches shorter for a long sleeve. If I'm going to add a 3-inch cuff, which is what I did on this one. I did a 3-inch cuff. I did the cowl. This is the size 2X, so I have plenty of room for the girls, which is the major concern. is that it's not too tight across there. And then the bottom band here. So I still get that loose fit around here, which makes me feel a little more comfortable because of my weight. Right now is not where I would like to be. So I have a little bit of extra, I would call it camouflage. You know what I mean. So this is my twill number 2. If you look at last week's video up here, you can see that I did a white one in a similar sweater knit. That white sweater knit is a lot softer than this one. It's more, I think it has more viscose, and this one has more like a plasticky feel. So this is twill number 2, and I think I've got everything perfect except for the sleeve, but I know what I need to do next time for the sleeve. So let me just grab the fabric I want that I've been dreaming about. It is over here. Right here. So this is my dreamed orange sweater knit fabric. As you can see, it's a very beautiful viscose sweater knit. Similar color to this, actually almost exactly the same. Just this one seems to have a little bit more red and this one not, but this is just a gorgeous jersey that I picked up on my French fabric haul. I can link that up here if you haven't had a chance to look at the French fabric store. But yeah, I have 2 meters of this. So I may wind up in the same spot of having to cut the cowl on the flat and then sew it together, but being careful about making sure that this seam winds up back here and not in the front next time. Yeah, so of course, now that I think about it logically, if you put the seam where the fold is on the pattern, that's right in the middle of the piece. So it's going to be front and center. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think I was thinking. So this is going to be my next iteration of my dreamed orange sweater, and it will probably be my final version. And I hope to put that together soon. I need to give this a wash first. And then what I really would like to be working on now is McCall's 8144. So McCall's 8144 is this really cute like funnel neck pullover warm yumminess. And you have the sleeve options. You could have a big like bell sleeve. You can do the full sleeve with a cuff, or you can do a regular sleeve with a bottom band like that. And here are the line drawings. So I am going to use as a toile. I have a fabric remnant that is probably just enough fabric, and you may recognize this fabric being from last year's French fabric haul. I can link that up here if you would like, or down in the description box below. But it would have been from when I went to the same French fabric store last year. And I picked up this really pretty brown jersey. It only has a 2-way stretch, so it's only across here. But it's perfect for the stretch guide on the envelope is perfect. So it doesn't stretch this way, so the sweater won't grow lengthwise. And that also, with the funnel neck, it'll keep it from, doing that little thing. So I have a lot of this fabric left over from a dress I made last winter I have a lot of this. It's in my color palette because I'm an autumn. So I thought that I could cut this McCall's 8144 out of this, and I want to do view C because I don't have enough fabric for the big sleeves. I would really like to do the big sleeves, but for my toile, not quite enough fabric for that, but that's okay. I can do the regular sleeve because I'm mostly interested in how it's going to fit through this part of my body and around my waist. Because, you know, I'm a big girl and I need to make sure that it's going to fit. So my measurements fit into the XL size. And this size, this particular pattern envelope goes all the way up to double XL. So hopefully if the XL size doesn't work out, I can always go up a size if I need to. And then there's always going down a size. So I think this is going to be my next project. I do not cut my Big 4 pattern paper. So here's my Big 4 pattern paper. I do not cut out my patterns from this paper. So what I will do is I will use a dry iron to press out all of these wrinkles. And then I will take some tracing paper and I will trace over what the pieces that I need in the size that I want. And I will use that to cut out my, my shirt because I am a yo-yo. My sizes change regularly. Next winter, I might be down 2 sizes, or I could be up a size, and maybe I want to make this pattern again, and if I cut it, I can't. So I am just going to trace it, and that way I can use it as many times as I need to. And I already have in my sewing journal, I already have that page started on what I want to do, and getting ready to sew that. So after I do the 12 for that, I may or may not make up a final version in another knit I have over here, possibly that one right there. Do you see that beige one? It's possible to do it in that. Or I may make my dreamed cowl neck orange sweater the final version after this particular project. So this weekend is going to be a busy weekend. So, I'm switching to life. Switching to life. So this weekend's going to be a busy weekend because it is my number 3 son's 16th birthday tomorrow, which for you is today. So it's Friday, the 6th of December. I'm filming this on Thursday, the 5th of December, because I won't have time for filming tomorrow. So it's his 16th birthday. And so then he will be eligible for a whole bunch of more things in our community. And so we're going to be spending December working on getting him up to speed for all kinds of stuff that he needs to do. He needs a new badge. He needs a new ID. He needs and he'll be eligible for some internship opportunities that'll be coming up soon. And he's pretty excited about that. So, we're going to be working on filling out paperwork and all that kind of stuff. And then also shopping the post-Christmas sales. After Christmas, there'll be a bunch of post-Christmas sales, and we can get him all of, the button-up shirts and all the things that he'll need for these occasions that he'll be able to attend, probably starting in the spring. So, and then for other things for life, as I've been baking up a storm, I've been making muffins and cupcakes, and I've been making, I made my very first Bakewell tart. I used Mary Berry's Bakewell tart recipe, and that was a big hit. Everybody loved it. I've been watching the Great British Baking Show, like all of the episodes. I've just been watching them a whole bunch. And it's so fun. And so I've been all the recipes that they make, I've been researching them and adding them to my Pinterest boards, and having a whole lot of fun baking in the kitchen. So after I made the Bakewell tart, I asked my number 3 son, for your birthday, what kind of cake would you like for me to make? And he said, well, I would like for it to taste the same as the tarts you made, but be a cake. Okay, so I have spent the last 2 days researching cakes that taste like Bakewell tarts. So I found an almond torte that is similar to a cake that I can then put a frangipani layer either in the middle or on the bottom. So I'll make frangipani, which is an almond cream that you bake. So it becomes almost cookie-like, but soft. And so I thought I would do a layer of frangipani, and then the raspberry jam, and then a layer of cake, the raspberry jam, and then the almond cream, an almond cream cheese filling on top of that, and then another layer of raspberry jam, and then the second layer of the cake, and then frost the outside with an almond buttercream. So hopefully that will be his ideal dreamed Bakewell tart sort of cake. Hope it works out. I don't have everything I need to finish it off. I did bake the basic cakes yesterday, but I can't bake the frangipani yet because I'm out of ground almonds and butter, and you need both of those. And I can't make the buttercream frosting. Again, I'm out of butter. What I can do today is I can make the almond cream filling, which is a mixture between whipped cream and cream cheese with some powdered sugar and a little bit of almond extract. So I can whip that up today, and I can start putting the jam on the cakes and kind of letting it soak in a little bit, and put the filling between the 2 cakes, and then chill that so they'll get nice and firm and hold the cakes together, so that when I want to put the frangipani layer and all the buttercream frosting, it will stay in one piece. So the other thing that's happened is that's going to make this whole process a little bit difficult is I don't know if I told you that I've had a trigger finger. The middle finger of my left hand has been a trigger finger. And it has been very painful. It hasn't been moving very well, and it gets stuck whenever I grip anything. So my middle finger will get stuck, and then it takes a while for me to unstuck it to straighten out my finger again. So I went to the orthopedic doctor this morning, and he put an injection of a steroid injection with an anesthetic here. He put the needle in here and then went down into my hand. I don't want to talk about what he did, but if you're squeamish, just fast forward through this part. But he had to move the needle back and forth in order to find the tendon and get the steroid and the anesthetic in there. Okay, I'm done talking about gross things. So it's supposed to be anti-inflammatory, and it's supposed to stop my finger from getting stuck and stopping all the pain that it's just been like arcing across my palm and up my finger, and it's been very uncomfortable for a couple of months. And so hopefully this is all the treatment that I need, and it will heal. So I'm not supposed to use this hand for the next couple of days. And then I have to start a regime of stretching and massaging. I'm supposed to ice it today and tomorrow. I'm supposed to put ice on several times and not use it. I'm not supposed to be but I need to use a pastry bag to ice the outside of my son's cake. So I may have to rethink my whole icing plan. I may have to use a spatula and just spread the ice, but it's not gonna look. See, now I'm sad because I really wanted to make the cake look beautiful. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I may have to call on some of my boys to help me with squeezing the pastry bag. I'm sure that they'll like that. If you don't know, I have 3 boys at home with me still. I have 4 kids back in the US, and I have 3 here with me. So yes, that's a total of 7. I didn't give birth to all of them. I gave birth to the first 4 that are back in the US. And then later on in life, we adopted these 3 younger boys from an orphanage in Kiev in Ukraine. And that was almost exactly 6 years ago. It was 6 years ago, November the 30th, that we got final custody of our Ukrainian boys. And they are thriving. They are doing very well and very happy and healthy. So it's been a great experience. The first couple of years were really difficult, but it's really good now. It's really good now. So that's it. That's all the chatter that I have for you today. That's all the sewing and all of the life that I have to share. So I hope you all have a fantastic weekend with those that you love, and have a little bit of time to carve out for yourself to create something, anything that just feeds your soul and makes you happy. I hope you all are well and take care. Bye.